Hi, it's your friendly neighbourhood Joz Norris here, coming to you live from Paris. Don't believe me? Then what's that? I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Don't believe me? Then what's that? Whoa, is that the time? I feel like it's about an hour earlier than that. I must be experiencing some of the famous jet lag. So I'm here in Paris, gay Paris, as it's known. So called for all the, well, I don't know why it's called that. I haven't seen any. I was taken in by Paris for a while, but I've sussed it out. Because I got here and I thought, oh, Paris is really lovely. It's a lot lovelier than London. What's wrong with London? And then I worked out its secret. It's wicker chairs. It's wicker chairs. In the, it's physically identical to London, but you wander around and outside every cafe, instead of a plastic chair, they've got a wicker chair. And that gives the illusion of culture. Everyone's wandering around eating croissants like it's a delicacy. I've had croissants. A couple of observations about Paris. It's full of beautiful mothers. And number two, there is nothing better than a French woman, and there is nothing worse than a French man. But what is very different is the way people act and the culture. One of the first things I saw when I turned up is this woman with her baby in a pushchair sat beneath a bay tree on the boulevard, writing in a notebook. I must have stood there watching her for about 10 minutes, you know, with all my bags, just because that's the dream, isn't it? Found this lovely pub, a big red windmill over the door, working windmill, fans all go round, rather unimaginatively called the Red Mill. In Paris, all you have to do to make a quick buck is get an accordion, and everybody freaks out like you're John the Baptist. I tried to join in on my Jew harp, which I'm told you can't call that anymore. Everybody looked at me like I was rabid. So I pressed on into the sex district, because my hotel's in the sex district. Dildos as far as the eye can see. But there's this lovely tree-lined avenue down the middle of it. And, I mean, you know you're in a classy place when you're looking at an establishment that's literally just called Pussy, and you're still thinking, this is really nice. They do eat a lot of bread here. They eat a lot of bread. I feel like saying to them, you know, you shall turn into you shall turn into some bread. It looks like they're going to do a pop concert. So I go to Montmartre, just wander around listening to the Amélie soundtrack, and I have to hide my iPod whenever a French person goes past because I'm worried they'll judge me for being unimaginative. And I get a steak at this cafe, and basically the French either know implicitly what's going to come with every bit of meat on every menu, or they don't give a shit, because it doesn't say. I ordered a steak, and I said, what did it come with? And the guy looked at me like I was cray-cray. And then he brought it, and it came with chips and green beans. And I was like, well, that's exactly what I expected, but put it on your menu. Yeah. Those children are thinking, j'aime jouer au foot. And then I go to Sacré-Cœur. I go into the Basilica, which is a church, for those not in the know. And I'm not religious, right? But I get it. I get it. So I'm in there, and it feels very spiritual. And I feel moved to pray. And I pray to God. I say, God, in my head, not out loud. I say, God, I'm not a religious man. I don't know if I believe in you or not. But I've tried to lead a good life, and I've tried to do the right thing. And I've tried to always do what brings the most joy and contentment into my life. And the most joy and contentment into the lives of the people around me as well. And as yet, I haven't been able to square that philosophy with a religious code. But I'm in this place, and it feels very spiritual, and I feel moved to pray. But basically, I feel a bit lonely. Can I have a girlfriend? So then I wrap up my prayer, tug my forelock, and get the heck out of Dodge. And on my way out, I walk past this old woman begging on the steps of Sacré-Cœur. And I walked past her at first, but then I thought to myself, how can I tell God, of all people, that I do what I can to bring joy and contentment into the lives of people around me, and then ignore this old woman begging on the steps of Sacré-Cœur. How do I square that with my conscience? So I give her €1, and now 2 days later I'm still single. So God can go do one as far as I'm concerned. Apparently Napoleon's buried in that. I saw that, I asked what it was, and they told me that, and I thought, yeah, it figures. It's typical Napoleon, that. Look at it. If they tried to bury me in something like that, people would say, what the hell are you doing? And yesterday, it's the big conference, right, big work conference. So boring. 9 hours long, and I don't understand a word. There's about 10 words said in English the whole day. One of them was stand-up comedian, because my boss says, Joz is a stand-up comedian, and everyone goes, no he's not. And another one was fuck. And they were said about 8 hours apart, but still, that's pretty much all I got out of the whole day. Stand-up comedian, fuck. That means absolutely no balloon games. Anyway, greetings from Paris.